Hey there, a very warm welcome to today's Tech Teachers webinar on cloud data profiling using rules and dictionaries to parse, standardize, and validate data. I'm Brinda, your host for today's session, and we have Kusuma Ranganathamu joining today as a presenter for this session. Before we start this webinar, let's go through some housekeeping tips. The webinar is for 1 hour. That includes a 15 minutes Q&A. You can post your queries in the Q&A box. Dial-in participants are muted for the entire session, and the session is being recorded and will be available in the Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success Portal, where you will also be able to download the slide deck. Please feel free to put in your feedback and suggestions for the session in the post-webinar survey. The Tech Tuesdays webinars are hosted within the Success Portal, which is a micro-learning platform that offers free and unlimited learning to all registered users. This feature-rich platform was launched to help you learn and use Informatica products better. Here are a few important links that you can go over later that will help you in your product adoption journey with Informatica. Over to you, Kusuma. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to this Tech Tuesdays webinar on data quality for data integration. This webinar is intended for data engineers who are managing and building data pipelines. In this webinar, you will learn about how data can be parsed, standardized, and validated using rules and dictionaries. My name is Ranganathamu Kusuma. I am one of the product managers for Informatica Data Quality. Today, I'm going to talk about our Informatica Cloud Data Quality features relevant for building data integration pipeline. Why data quality for data integration? Why do data integration engineers need to care about Informatica data quality? The first and foremost thing is data profiling. Profiling and data discovery is often the first step in a data management project. For example, a data migration to the cloud, building a new analytics environment. The analogy that we are using is that you are traveling from one location to another location. To reach your end location, you rely on the GPS or Google Maps. If you're not using Google Maps, you might end up in the wrong direction. You may eventually reach the destination, but it will take much longer time than expected. But if you just have a cell phone and feed in the desired address into the maps, you'll get turn-by-turn directions. That's the equivalent of using data profiling when building and developing your data pipelines. Like Google Maps giving turn-by-turn directions, data profiling helps you to understand the data issues and take step-by-step approach in handling data issues. Informatica data quality enable data engineers to analyze the data, understand the value distribution, patterns, and value frequencies. This helps identify data quality issues and build business rules for further analysis and fixing. Standardization is the key to ensure data is in common format, consistent across the systems, and is accurate. Most of the time, data integration engineers are not allowed to change the source data, but sending the data to downstream system require applying some business rules to standardize the data. In one of the work we did with Nestle, they found out that there are about 50 different variations of KitKat. That is not going to help the reporting. You need to be able to standardize the data to a right value. Another example that there are 170 different spellings of Walmart. Similarly for country codes, city codes, area codes, etc. The data integration engineer needs to apply business rules to standardize the data. First, let's start to understand where do we see the text data. In call center comments, social media posts like tweets, product descriptions. For example, you have this text data, I love my pink 64 GB iPad Pro. This free text data is not so easy to analyze unless you put the data into individual fields. Color info to color field, memory size info to size field, product name to product field, and model to model field, and so on. With this level of parsed data, you can easily analyze data and look for metrics like what is the most popular model, what is the least selling color, etc. So parsing is critical capability for data integration to parse text data into individual fields to help analyze the data. Matching and consolidations. Oftentimes, when building data pipelines, you need to handle duplicate data records in the incoming source data, or you may need to compare source data with a system of records. Informatica data quality matching capabilities help identifying duplicate records and consolidate or create a golden record by applying field strategy consolidation techniques. Validation. We have to validate the data. Currency code must be consistent with country codes. For example, if you're loading data for China, we shouldn't be using dollar currency. Employee ID must be unique. Two employees cannot have the same employee ID. If a customer tier is bronze, then max credit is 1,000, but not more than that. Informatica data quality rules help defining the business rules to validate the data. And finally, we can also do the address validation and enrichment. Enrich the data with geocodes, demographic information, and certified information, etc. Why data quality for business intelligence? If you're talking broadly about putting in a data warehouse and business intelligence activity, this is a great example of power of standardization. In this example, for the left-hand side pie chart, we see we have 6 customers. United Kingdom is the largest, and Australia is the second. But the truth is that with the standardization, there are only 3 customers, and USA is the largest, and UK is second. By looking at the left side pie chart, someone, a relatively intelligent human being, may be able to quickly tell probably USA has largest customer base. However, when it comes to machines like artificial intelligence, they may not be able to apply human intelligence or common sense. Artificial intelligence won't recognize these subtle differences in terms of different form of the same data. But from the previous slide data, artificial intelligence is going to operate as if there are really 6 different customers. You can have the best AI ML machine learning project, but if you're feeding a garbage data in, you're going to get garbage data out. Unless you really want to write a data quality solution into data science project, which would be very expensive. So far, we have seen why data integration user care about data quality, why your business intelligence owner cares about data quality. Why do you need data quality for artificial intelligence? With that, are we saying this data quality cannot be done without Informatica? No. In theory, anything can be done. But if you have to hand code data quality, here are some examples of hand coding of parse, verify, standardize operation. Look at the last example for standardization. This is just for 3 countries. This is complex already. How about if there are 100 countries? It will get more complex, and it will be a complex piece of code. And managing the code is not so easy, and it will be difficult. What Informatica offers is simple drag, drop, configure capability to perform these parse, verify, standardize operations. If you look at the far right for standardization, it is based on a reference data using Informatica dictionary feature. Unlike hand coding, business analysts can change the reference table values without affecting the data pipeline. Informatica data integration and data quality allows users to set up the data pipeline and include data quality checks. Data quality rules can be applied simply click, drag into the data pipeline. With the drag and drop no-code capability, your data pipeline looks pretty much the same, both for data integration only and also for data integration with data quality. These data quality rules and reference data sets are centrally managed and are reusable assets that can be attached to one or more data pipelines. These data quality rules are created typically by a business analyst and leveraged by the data pipeline creators like data engineers or data integrators to insert data quality into the data integration pipeline. for any data type, be it clinical, financial, product, and many more. Stepping back a bit, I've briefly mentioned about our dictionary feature to create and manage reference data. The dictionary is a center of the Informatica data quality world, and I'm trying to illustrate that they're easy to create because you can create them from spreadsheets and from profiling results. And then the business analyst owns and maintains the dictionary, while the data engineer and the data pipeline they build simply reference it. For example, if the business decides to change one of the standardized value, simply update the value without even touching the pipeline. This is very simple and easy to maintain as opposed to writing a lot of code. Informatica offers pre-built dictionaries, commonly used business rules, parsing rules, etc. This will help projects save time and increase productivity. Let me show you a demo of our data quality offering. Here is a quick summary of what I'm going to show in the demo. In my data set containing customer and product detail information, I have a column called status. This status column contains non-standardized data. So I'll be using rules and reference data to standardize the values. Similarly, there's a column called product details, which contains information about product manufacturer, type, model, everything in a single string. I'm going to parse this information into their individual columns like manufacturer, type, model, color, memory, etc. And finally, there is another column called contact, which contains phone and email information. I'll parse these details into phone and email columns. Also, apply a rule to check if both phone and email present or any one or both are missing. And finally, I will also show adding these standardization, parse, validation rules to profiling task and also to data integration pipeline. With that, let's dive into the demo. I have now logged into Informatica's Intelligent Data Management Cloud. In here, we can see various data quality services like data profiling, data quality, and data integration. I would use data profiling service to profile my data, and I would use data quality service to create data quality rules, and then use data integration to create data integration pipeline and include data quality checks. Let me start with the data profiling service to profile my data object. From the data profiling service, create a new profiling task. Setting up a profiling task is fairly simple. Give a name, a location, and the important thing is that point to the database connection and also select the database object. Here is my database connection to a flat file, and I'm going to select a data object. And here is my data object that contains the information about the customer and product details. When I have selected the data object, it shows me all the columns from that customer and product data information. As we can see, information about customer first name, last name, middle name, gender, and also address details. It also has information about product details, product ID, product detail. For the profiling purpose, you can either choose all columns or pick and choose what columns you would like to profile. In this case, I'm selecting all the columns. Using the data preview, you can see first 10 rows from the data set. It will help you to understand whether the data set that you're working on is correct or not, whether the formatting is okay or not. As we can see, this is the data set that we're working on. Especially we are interested in contact information, product ID, and product detail. Now I can save and run my profile. By clicking on the run, it automatically saves the profiling task and also run it. You can see my profile run has been successfully completed and it has processed these many number of rows and these many columns and these many data quality rules were applied to it. Let me show you what these data quality rules were. These rules are automatically suggested by our Informatica's Clear engine based on the data domains. Now let's have a look at the profiling results. On the profiling results screen, we can see information about data columns, the columns from the data object that we selected, and also a lot of statistics information. The percentage of the nulls, number of nulls, distinct, non-distinct, and also information about the blanks
patterns, min value, max value, all this information could be readily seen, and this data will help you to find out any of the data quality issues. For example, country value, there are 14 records which do not have country information. Depends on your business case, this may be good or this may not be good. Using this information, you can measure and take necessary data quality actions. And also have a look at this ID column. Imagine this ID column is a unique ID for your business requirement, and then having non-distinct value will not help you. So there is some data quality issue. So we need to look at the data and find out what's wrong with it. Maybe there's some duplicate in it. But for this demo, we are interested to learn more about these columns: status column, contact, and product detail. Let's find out more detail about status column. When I have selected a specific column, we can see information about the trend and data types. What was the defined data type, and what is the data type for the data that contains in this column? Also the data patterns, the structure of the data present in the column. Also we can see information about most frequent values. From the patterns or most frequent values, we can see that there are a number of variations of the data. Whereas my business requirement is that for this column, I'm only expecting two variations of this data. One is active and inactive, which is one is having 6-character length, another one is having 8-character length. But whereas here, we see number of variations of the data. I want to apply some data quality measures here to standardize the data. Let's have a look at the data and understand what are the variations of the data. Drilling down into status column shows the value frequency information and their percentage in the data. And also it gives indicators in terms of the anomalies. For example, live has too many value frequencies compared to other values. So that is marked as an anomaly, but we can have a look at and take decisions based on the business requirement. By analyzing this data, we understand that live, A, S, active, they all indicate to one status, active. Whereas other statuses like inactive, offline, closed, no, they're all indicated to one status called inactive. So this data has not been standardized. So before sending this data to downstream system, we had to apply some data quality measures to standardize this data and send it to the downstream systems. Any status value that is not been standardized as active or inactive, it has to be reviewed and not sent to the downstream systems. Otherwise, it might end up resulting in wrong reporting or failures in the transactions. So how can I standardize this data? From this information, I know the number of variations of the values present in this status column. I could either create these values as a reference data manually, or the cool feature from the profiling results is that I could take all these values and export a reference data dictionary. Let me show you how to create a reference data dictionary. Simply export values to dictionary. Using this feature, you can simply create a dictionary or update to an existing dictionary. At the bottom, you have an option to use all the values or only selected values. Then simply export. It will create a data dictionary which contains reference data containing all the status value codes. My dictionary has now been successfully created. Let's have a look at this dictionary. So from the profiling results, I have exported value frequency information to a reference data dictionary to use it in a data quality rule to standardize the status value. So now I can add another column with the corresponding standardized value. For example, for live, I can call it as active, active. For this demo, I have already included a standardized status value against each status code. Now I could use this dictionary in a data quality rule to standardize this input data value.
Your reference data can be created using Informatica's data quality dictionary feature. Data dictionary feature offers Excel-like spreadsheet experience where you can add number of rows and number of columns to your spreadsheet. You can also import from an Excel file or a CSV file and create a dictionary. Also, we can export value frequencies from the profiling results to create a dictionary or an updated dictionary. As part of the Informatica's bundle, we ship a lot of dictionary data. These data dictionaries can be readily used into your data quality rules. Once a dictionary is created, this dictionary can be used in one or more rules, standardization rules, parsing rules, and cleansing rules, etc.
Let me show you how to create a data quality rule. From the data quality service, create new and select the rule specification asset type. Give a unique identifier, location, and start configuring your rule. Define number of inputs to your rule logic. In the configuration section, start adding your data quality business logic using simple if then else logic. In this case, I'm checking whether if my input is not null, and also check if the input code is within the dictionary that we just defined. If it presents, then we'll standardize it. Standardize using the reference data dictionary values. For a given input status code, check in this dictionary if there is a match, output the status value, which is the standardized status value. As we can see, this is the preview of the dictionary that we just created using the profiling results. So here is the rule that I pre-created. Whenever the input code doesn't match to the reference data dictionary, simply output as unknown status code so that we can take decision not to send any of these unknown status code data entries to the downstream systems. I could use test functionality to feed in sample input data and test the logic. For the input status code create, we got a standardized status values unknown. That is as per the business logic that we just defined. Only we get active or inactive if they are present in the reference data dictionary. Otherwise, we get unknown value. Let's have a look at this create value in the dictionary, if it's present or not. I could use search functionality to find out any of the values from the dictionary. There are no matches for the create. That's why we got, for the create input, we got an unknown status. Let's look for another value called offline. Now we see there are 3 matches and they have standardized value as inactive. From the rule result, we can see that that has been properly standardized. So now the rule is ready. We can start applying it in the profiling task and also start applying it to the data integration pipelines to perform standardization on the input status codes. Now let me show you how to include this in a profiling task and also show you the difference in terms of the profiling status before applying this rule and after applying this rule. Manually apply a data quality rule to the profiling task. On the Rules tab, use the plus symbol to add your rule. Navigate to your project folder and select the data quality rule that we just created. And define the input column for the rule. Now we can see rule has been applied to the profiling task. So next time when the profiling task runs, this rule will be applied and profiling statistics will be produced. Let me save this profile and run it again. Here we can see the status column and the profiling statistics before applying this data quality rule. At the bottom, we can see statistics after applying the data quality rule. You can see a symbol associated with the data quality rule that indicates a rule has been applied. And these are the statistics after applying the data quality rule. Now let's look at the data patterns to see how they've actually changed after applying the data quality rule and before applying the data quality rule. We can see previously there were 6 patterns, but after applying the data quality rule, that has gone down to 3. Let's drill down and see value frequency information. All the values have been standardized to 3 values: active, inactive, and unknown. We can use this unknown status and then filter out all the data records and not send it to the downstream systems. Before sending to downstream systems, the data need to be corrected. The data need to be reviewed and corrected if needed. We can also see a preview of this unknown status value at the bottom by simply selecting this data value and applying the filter. As we can see, it displayed all the roles that are having unknown status value. Likewise, you can do number of filters You can select various filters and apply the filter to fetch the data from your source data. It is streamed over the line securely, displayed here as a data preview. So based on the analysis of the profiling statistics before applying the rule and after applying the rule, we're happy with the outcome and now ready to apply this data quality rule to the data integration pipeline.
Now let's have a look at this product detail and see what kind of information does it have. This product detail column has information like product manufacturer, type, model, the color, and what is the memory capacity, and so on. When we're sending this data to the downstream system, downstream expects that all those values are present in the individual columns like manufacturer in the manufacturer field, model in the model field, type in the type field, color in the color field, and so on. So let me show you how to parse this data using the reference data set. I have a parse rule created to parse the product description information. To parse the description to get more details like manufacturer, product type, model, memory capacity, color, speed, and so on. Create the parse rule. From the new, select the parse asset type. In the configuration section, you can define the parse logic either using the dictionary method or using the regular expression method. For this rule, I've used a combination of dictionary and also the custom regular expressions. The logic is defined using a step-based approach. In the first step, it is basically looking into a manufacturer dictionary, and then if there is a match, it will output the data so that output will be manufacturer information. Similarly, for the second one, I have another dictionary called product type dictionary, and input string will be searched into the product type, and then any matches will be outputted as a product type. So here is a dictionary for the manufacturer information. Also here is the dictionary for the product type information. It has all the information like product type for dishwashers, freezers, mobile phones, TV, etc. Also, there is another step to parse out the color information. You can see a preview of this dictionary here, all the colors information and combinations. Here is a color dictionary. This is shipped as part of the Informatica's core bundles. These bundles are free of cost. Also, there are other steps which are actually utilizing regular expressions. There is a custom regular expression, but also Informatica provides built-in regular expressions. From the available list, you can pick and choose. So now to test my parse logic, I have fed in some input data. I'm going to test this using one of my runtime environment. For this given product description, Bosch has been identified as a manufacturer, product type is freezers, and model is KGE36AI42, and the color is gray. As we can see, the product information has been properly parsed out. Now I could utilize this rule in the profiling task and also in the data integration pipeline to parse out the product information. I have now applied parsing rule to the product detail in the profiling task, and then we can see there are statistics produced for each output. We can drill down into the product type and clearly see that the product type information has been parsed out properly. Similarly, for the manufacturer, you can see all the manufacturing information has been parsed out from the data. Also for the product model information has been passed out. Let me also review the contact information. In the contact information, there's information about the email and phone. Some value have only email addresses and some have both phone and email addresses, and only some have just the phone information. I need to understand which one has both phone and email, which one has only email, and which one has only phone, which one is missing both phone and email. Having that level of information, we can decide whether to send this information to downstream systems or not. I have created a parse rule to parse out the phone and email from a given contact information, where the contact information has both phone and email in the same string. So when we're sending the data to downstream systems, we have to send them as two independent columns. So to do that, I have two-step approach parse logic. One is using a built-in regular expressions. The built-in regular expression is delivered as part of the product. Whereas for the phone number, I've used a custom regular expression. Also, we have number of regular expressions that can parse the phone number for various countries. So now my parse logic is ready. I have tested with some data. Here, the phone and email has been successfully parsed out. For the first one, phone and email has been successfully parsed out, whereas for the last one, email has been successfully parsed out, but for the phone number, it is not parsed out because the number formatting is not correct. So it is assumed it is a wrong format, so it is not qualified as a correct phone number. I've also created another rule to check if both phone and email are present in the contact information. So it's basically checking for both whether email and phone present, only email is present, only phone is present, or both are not present. This way we can generate some analytics whether the both phone information present or something is missing, so that we can decide whether to send this data to the downstreams or not. So far we have seen how to profile a customer and product detail data and then create a data quality rules. Now let's see how to apply these data quality rules to an integration data pipeline. Let me use data integration service. From the data integration service, create a new mapping. As you can see, source and target has been automatically added for you. All you have to do is just point to the source and point to your database connections and database objects. Now we have defined database connection and database object. Likewise also for the target. As you can see on this pipeline, there's no data quality checks or any of the data transformation logic has been added to this pipeline. Let's see how to add data quality transformations. Now let's add a rule specification that we just created for standardizing the lifecycle status. To do that, I'll simply click and drag and drop onto the canvas. Now to point to my rule, I just have to configure rule specification. My lifecycle status codes rule that we just defined. Once a rule has been selected, select the input field status and associated with the rule logic input parameter. So now data quality rule has been associated with the data integration pipeline. Similarly, we can also add other data quality rules that we just defined for parsing and also for the validation. Here is a mapping that I have already created to add these data quality rules to the data integration pipeline. We have a source, lifecycle standardization rule. Similarly, I have added a parse logic to parse out the product description information. Likewise, we have another rule which does the parsing of the contact information into phone and email and also checks the status of it. Here, I'm using a router transformation to find out the valid records and invalid records. Here, I have defined a condition to filter out and send it to the right target. Similarly, for the invalid records, I have a logic to filter out all the invalid records and send it to another downstream system. Now let's use the data preview option to preview the data at each stage of the transformation. Now the data preview after applying this data quality check has been ready. Let's have a look at it. As you can see, this is the standardized status value. We can narrow down it to this just status codes, input and output. Now we can see the preview information for input status code and output status code, which is standardized. Similarly, let's have a look at the data preview for the parse rule to parse out the product details information. I have narrowed my preview to only show manufacturer, product type, and all the details from the product detail information. As you can see, this product description has been successfully parsed out into the manufacturer, type, and the model. As we can see, the phone and email has been extracted successfully from the contact information, and also it is giving information about both the phone and email present or only one of them is present. So with the routed logic, all the valid records will be sent to the good target and all the invalid records will be sent to the bad target. Here is another mapping. I'm reading from two data sources and checking for duplicates, and also creating a master record and sending the master record or the survivor record to downstream system. Before we send it to the downstream system, we are validating if the records are valid or not, and then decide where to send it. All the good records go to MDM product data, and all the invalid records go to the invalid records for review. So far, what we've seen was we have created a data integration pipeline sending data from source to target, and in between we have added data quality check to standardize the lifecycle status code, to parse out the contact information, and also check the phone and email status. Also, we have parsed out product detail information. Now we are sending the data to the downstream system, all the valid records to CDW customer, and all the invalid records to bad record table for review.
So far in the demo, we have seen how Informatica Cloud Data Quality help data engineers to profile the data object and understand the data distribution and quality issues, to create different data dictionaries and define data quality rules, to standardize the data, parse and validate the data, and also apply data quality rules within the data integration pipeline to ensure high quality, trustworthy data. We have seen how simple it is to use Informatica Cloud Data Quality. Informatica offers low-code or no-code experiences for users of all skill set to drive simplicity. Informatica offers easy-to-use drag-and-drop configurable capability. This allows business users, data analysts to rapidly build, test, negative test, and run data quality plans to analyze, cleanse, standardize, and match the data. Whether you're managing the quality of the data on-premises or in the public cloud, such as Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure, you'll enjoy the flexibility of rule deployment. You can reuse rules from tool to tool, saving your data steward time and effort by not duplicating work efforts. And using the pre-built, reusable rules and accelerators, accelerate the projects with a comprehensive set of pre-built business rules. Reuse common data quality rules across any data from any source to save time and resources. And we are ensuring that organizations realize the elastic serverless scale of cloud-first, cloud-native data management architecture, spanning from departmental workloads to enterprise-level workloads. All these built on a cloud-native, microservice-based, elastic serverless stack that is multi-cloud. And Informatica is the 14th time Gartner Magic Quadrant leader in the data quality solutions. With that, we are almost coming to the end of this webinar. If you are interested and would like to learn more about our cloud data quality offering, please do subscribe for a 30-day free trial by simply scanning this QR code or signing up from our Informatica website. Now, we'd be happy to answer any questions. Please use the Q&A box to type your questions and we will respond. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed today's session.
Everyone, if you have any questions, please post them in the Q&A box. We'll try and answer. Also wanted to call out that the session is being recorded and will be available in the Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success portal, where you'll also be able to download the slide deck. Over to you, Kusuma. There's one question unanswered from Harshit. Can we answer that?
Hey, Harshit. I see a question just around the bundles, right? If this is the bundle that you downloaded from our core bundles from the administrator service, I think you just simply copy it to your one of the folders and it should work. And if you're still having issue, probably just reach out to one of the support team and we'd be able to happy to answer that. Yeah. Let me check. There was another question from Mark just about Amazon S3 bucket does not exist. I think that's a known issue. I think there's a KB article available. Just in case if you're not able to get to that, I think reach on to one of our support team. I think we'd be happy to answer on that. Let me move on to the next one. What is the difference between existing Informatica developer tool and CDQ? Yeah. Informatica Data Quality Tool is an on-prem data quality solution. We have built a cloud SaaS offering that is what we call cloud data quality. So in terms of the use case and the basic, the capabilities of a data quality tool, everything's existed in the cloud data quality also. I think it's kind of like, and if you have used on-prem IDQ, I think you'll find all the capabilities like, rule specification, standardization, case conversion, parsing, labeling, address verification. They're all available in the cloud as well. I think there's a tiny bit of delta I think we're still working on, but otherwise the same tool which is available in the cloud as a SaaS offering. Answered. Next one, a question from Nikita. Is there a way to automatically migrate from on-prem to cloud? That's a good question, Nikita. We are actively working on the migration project or migration to our tool factory. Right now, we made good progress on that. I think towards the end of the year, we plan to get it ready by end of December, a pilot run. But in 2023, we're planning to make it available for everyone. But to answer in short, I think that is a program in play, and it'll be available soon, so that any customer who has the on-prem data quality, they can migrate their solution to the cloud. Next one, do we need to buy the connectors separately in this CDQ? Suresh, yes. I think if you're if you're using additional connectors like Snowflake, any other thing, right? Those connectors are separate to CDQ offering. CDQ offering includes the service, the CDQ service, and the relevant the database connections are needed for the CDQ service. But any other connectivity that are needed to connect your sources and target, that needs to be additional license. Okay, Mark has a question. I'm a pre-sales engineer in PH, just setting up demo for POS purpose. I'm only having trouble with profiling. I'll make sure check that. Okay, yeah. Please do, Mark. If you're not able to get this done, you might want to reach out to one of our support team. Deepak Kumar, thanks for joining, and he has a question there. Just one question: why the dictionary? Can we replace only unexpected values, or can we delete that row also if not needed? Yeah, using the dictionary feature, I've not shown in the demo. We have another rule capability called cleansing, where you can look for specific values in the dictionary. If you're not found, or if it is found, you can actually delete those values from the data. So we call remove replace values. That is possible. There's a question from Frederick. This is extremely helpful. Thank you for that. And I would like to view some parts again. Can you remind me where I can find the recording? I think Rinda, did you say that it will be available in the YouTube? Okay,
yeah,
good, yeah.
I can answer that, so Frederick, you will be able to view the recording in the Informatica Support YouTube channel. And also, if you visit the Success portal, from the TechTuesdays landing page, you'll be able to access all the webinars conducted by the TechTuesdays team. Also, you will be able to download the slide deck from there. I hope I answered the question. I'll just share the link. You're okay, Isuma?
Yeah, that's fine. Let me see. Arshit has a question. What is the difference between CDQ match consolidation and MDM match consolidation? Does CDQ work similar to MDM? Harshit, MDM as a whole, they do offer match and consolidate. But just in case if you're using CDQ on its own, not using MDM, and we also offer match and consolidation capabilities. Like, for example, for your migration cases, or even for your modernization cases, meaning you're bringing data from on-prem to the cloud, and you want to apply some of the CDQ transformations, but you don't want to use MDM. So in this case, CDQ supports all these match and consolidation capabilities. So both in terms of the data integration use cases and both in terms of the master data management use cases, we do support match and consolidation capabilities. There's a question from Palanivel. What are other products we could try to explore using free trial access? Palanivel, if you log into our Informatica's website, right, there's a number of free trials. I think when you open Informatica.com, right, you see there's a blue icon on the top, which has big letters free trial. And if you click on that, they have a number of services. You can pick and choose. and then we offer free 30-day free trial for many of the services. Hope that answers.
Yeah, I think we answered all the questions.
Yeah.
Let's wait for some more time, Kusuma, before we can end the session. Maybe 1 minute. In the meantime, I would like to call out that there is a post-webinar survey. Please go through it and let us know your thoughts about the session, and if you have any feedbacks and any suggestions for the future webinar sessions, please let us know.
Thank you from Palnavel. Thank you, Palnavel, for joining. Just to add to this, the slides, guys. I think in the demo, what we've seen is like business rules, the parsing, and then the dictionary features. What we have not demonstrated in this case is that we have not demonstrated the deduplicate or matching capability, and also we have not demonstrated the address verification, which is available. We can also do address verification on top of email and phone verification as well. Someone who has used on-prem solutions, they are called as a DAS APIs or a address doctor APIs. We do support those on the cloud as well. And also, we have a capability called labeling, something similar to parsing, right? When you're working with string of data, you can analyze the string of data, and then you can label the data, all the tokens you identify, and then label it. I think one of the commonly asked questions nowadays is that when can I migrate my on-prem data to the cloud? That is a program in play, and we're actively working on that. Number of customers are inquiring about it. That will be available soon. By end of year, it will be pilot run, but next year we'll have a GA on that. But otherwise, I think I would like to thank you all for joining. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach us offline through one of our sales team or support team. We'd be happy to support or answer any of your questions. I think over to you, Vrinda.
Thank you, Kusuma. Looks like we have answered all the questions and we don't have any new coming in. Thanks everyone for joining. Hope everyone is safe. Thank you once again, Kusuma, for spending some time in that busy schedule that you had for the Tech Tuesdays. Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone for joining. See you on our next Tech Tuesday. Bye.